Hello and welcome to English Gateway. Today we are going to discuss a very important and useful topic for every English learner. What is your current English level? Are you a beginner? Are you at elementary level? Are you intermediate? Are you upper intermediate? Or are you already advanced? Many English learners do not really know their true English level. Some learners believe that their English is very weak, but when they listen carefully, they actually understand many things. Some learners think their English is excellent, but when they try to speak, they cannot express their thoughts clearly. Some learners can understand English videos, but they cannot speak confidently. Some learners know many grammar rules, but they cannot use those rules in real conversations. Some learners can read English easily, but listening feels difficult for them. And some learners can speak English, but they still make mistakes with grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, and sentence structure. That is why today's lesson will help you discover your real English level in a simple and practical way. This is not a difficult school examination. This is a simple English level test designed for real learners. In this lesson, you will listen to different questions. You will check your understanding. You will test your grammar knowledge. You will test your vocabulary. You will check your speaking ability. And most importantly, you will understand what you need to improve next. Because knowing your English level is very important. If you do not know your level, you may waste time studying the wrong things. For example, if you are a beginner but you start studying advanced English lessons, you may feel confused and frustrated. If you are an intermediate learner but you only study beginner lessons, your progress may become slow. So first, you need to understand where you are. After that, you can decide where you need to go. This lesson will guide you step by step. Listen carefully. Answer honestly. And remember, do not feel disappointed if you make mistakes. Mistakes are not your enemy. Mistakes show you what you need to practice and improve. While watching this video, you will not only test your English level, but you will also improve your English skills. So repeat the questions. Speak your answers loudly. Practice speaking with me. Use this video not only as a test, but also as your daily English speaking practice. And before we start, please like this video. Your support helps this lesson reach more English learners around the world. If you want to improve your English every day with simple, effective, and practical lessons, make sure to subscribe to English Gateway. Part 1. Beginner Level. Test beginner level means you are at the starting stage of your English journey. You are learning basic words, simple sentences, and common expressions. At beginner level, you can understand basic vocabulary. You can introduce yourself. You can talk about simple things in your daily life. You can use short sentences and answer easy questions. You may still make many mistakes, and that is completely normal. A beginner learner does not need perfect English. A beginner learner needs simple and useful English. So in this section, we will check your basic English skills. Do not worry. The questions are simple and easy to understand. Listen carefully and try to answer. You can answer loudly because this is also speaking practice. Test 1. Can you introduce yourself? The first beginner test is about self-introduction. Can you introduce yourself in simple English? Try to answer these questions. What is your name? Where are you from? What do you do? What do you like? Why are you learning English? If you can answer these questions using simple sentences, that is a very good sign. For example, my name is Daniel. I am from Canada. I am a student. I like reading books and listening to music. I am learning English because I want to communicate with confidence. This is a beginner-friendly answer. It is simple, clear, and useful. Now try to create your own answer. You can say, my name is, I am a student. I work as, I am learning English because. If you can make 5 simple sentences about yourself, you are building a strong beginner foundation. But if you cannot answer these questions yet, do not feel bad. It only means you need more practice with self-introduction. Start with short sentences. Repeat them every day. Speak about yourself in English for 1 minute. This is one of the best exercises for beginner learners. Test 2. Do you know basic daily life sentences? The second beginner test is about daily life English. Can you understand and use simple sentences that we use in everyday conversations? Listen carefully to these sentences. I wake up in the morning. I drink water. I eat breakfast. I go to work. I study English. I read a book. I watch videos. I listen to music. I sleep at night. These are simple daily life sentences. If you understand these sentences, that is a good sign. Now try to use them by yourself. Say, I wake up in the morning. I study English every day. I listen to English lessons. I practice speaking. I sleep at night. These sentences are simple, but they are very important. Why? Because English speaking starts with your daily life. If you can talk about your normal routine, You can start having real conversations with people. Many learners want to speak advanced English, but they cannot explain simple things about their everyday life. That is why beginner learners should first master daily life English. Practice sentences like, I am eating, I am walking, I am learning, I am working, I am reading, I am listening, I am practicing English. These sentences help you connect English with your real actions. When you connect words with your daily activities, learning becomes easier and more natural. Test 3. Can you answer simple questions? The third beginner test is about answering simple questions. Listen to these questions and try to answer them. What is your name? Where do you live? Do you like English? What is your favorite food? What do you do every day? Do you practice English? Can you speak English? These are common questions in daily conversations. A beginner learner should be able to answer them using simple English. For example, question, what is your name? Answer, my name is Daniel. Question, where do you live? Answer, I live in Toronto. Question, do you like English? Answer, yes, I like English. Question, what is your favorite food? Answer, my favorite food is rice. Question, what do you do every day? Answer, I study English every day. Question, do you practice English? Answer, yes, I practice English. Question, can you speak English? Answer, yes, I can speak a little English. These answers are short, but they are correct. At beginner level, short answers are completely okay. You do not need to give long answers at the beginning. First, learn to answer clearly. Then slowly make your answers longer and better. For example, beginner answer, yes, I like English. Better answer, yes, I like English because it helps me communicate with people. Beginner answer, I practice English. Better answer, I practice English every day because I want to improve my speaking skills. This is how you grow from beginner level to higher levels. Test 4. Do you understand basic grammar? The fourth beginner test is about basic grammar. At beginner level, you should understand simple grammar patterns. For example, I am, you are, he is, she is, we are, they are. Now look at these sentences. I am a student. You are my friend. He is a teacher. She is happy. We are learning English. They are at work. These are simple be-verb sentences. If you understand these sentences, that is a good start. Now practice making your own sentences. I am, you are, he is, she is, we are, they are. For example, I am learning English. You are listening carefully. He is my brother. She is my teacher. We are practicing English. They are students. Now let's check the simple present tense. I study English. You speak English. He works every day. She reads books. We practice together. They like music. Simple present tense is used for habits, facts, and daily activities. For example, I wake up early. I drink tea. I go to work. I study English. I like learning. If you can understand these sentences, your beginner grammar is improving. Now let's check simple past tense. I watched a video. I learned a new word. I practiced English. I went to school. I ate breakfast. At beginner level, you may not know every past tense verb, and that is okay. But you should slowly learn common verbs. For example, go becomes went. Eat becomes ate. See becomes saw. Do becomes did. Have becomes had. Learn step by step. Do not try to learn everything in one day. Test 5. Do you know basic vocabulary? The fifth beginner test is about vocabulary. Vocabulary means the words you know and use in English. Beginner learners should know common words from daily life. For example, family, food, water, house, school, work, friend, book, phone, morning, night, happy, sad, good, bad, big, small, easy, difficult, now. Try to make sentences with these words. My family is small. I drink water every day. I have a phone. I read a book. I go to work. English is difficult, but I am learning. This is how you should learn vocabulary. Do not only memorize words. Use words in sentences. A word becomes powerful when you know how to use it in real communication. For example, do not only remember the word happy. Practice sentences like, I am happy. She is happy. I feel happy today. English practice makes me happy. When you use words again and again, they become part of your active vocabulary. Real vocabulary practice is not only knowing words. It is using words correctly. Test 6. Can you speak for 30 seconds? The sixth beginner test is about speaking. Can you speak English for 30 seconds about yourself? Try this practice. Talk about your name, your country, your daily life, and your English goal. For example, hello, my name is Daniel. I am from Canada. I am learning English. I practice English every day. I like listening to English lessons. My goal is to speak English with confidence. This is a simple 30-second speaking practice. If you can say something like this, you are doing well at beginner level. But if you cannot speak for 30 seconds yet, do not worry. Start slowly. First speak for 10 seconds, then increase to 20 seconds. Then try 30 seconds. Speaking improves through regular practice. Do not wait for perfect English. Before you start speaking, start with simple English. Small sentences become longer. Sentences with practice. Beginner level result. Now let's check your result. You may be at beginner level. If you can understand simple English words, you can introduce yourself using short sentences. You can answer easy questions. You can talk about your daily life using basic vocabulary. You understand simple grammar patterns like I am, I have, I like, I want. You can speak a little English, but you still feel nervous. You need more vocabulary. You need more speaking practice. You need more listening practice. If this sounds like you, your English level may be beginner. And that is completely okay. Beginner does not mean weak. Beginner means you have started your journey. Every fluent English speaker was once a beginner. Every confident speaker once created simple sentences. Every advanced learner once learned basic words. So never feel embarrassed about your level. Be proud that you are learning something new. How to improve from beginner level if you are a beginner. Focus on building a strong foundation. Do not jump too quickly into advanced grammar. First, make your basic English stronger. Here are some things you should practice. Learn 10 useful words every day. Create simple sentences with those words. Listen to easy English lessons daily. Repeat short sentences loudly. Talk about your daily routine. Practice introducing yourself. Read simple English paragraphs. Write 5 sentences about your day. Speak for 1 minute every day. For example, write, today I woke up early. I drank water. I studied English. I learned 5 new words. I will practice again tomorrow. This is simple English, but it is very useful practice. Also practice these important sentence patterns. I am, I have, I like, I want, I need, I can, I go, I study, I practice, I feel. These patterns help you create many different sentences. For example, I am learning English. I have a notebook. I like speaking practice. I want to improve. I need more practice. I can speak a little English. I go to work. I study every day. I practice English at night. I feel confident. This is how beginner learners become stronger. Remember, beginner level is the foundation of your English journey. If your foundation is strong, your English will grow faster. So practice slowly. Repeat every day. Use simple words. Speak loudly. Make mistakes. Correct them and continue learning. The goal is not perfection. The goal is progress. If you can speak a little more than yesterday, that is progress. If you learn 1 new word, that is progress. If you answer 1 question in English, that is progress. If you practice today, that is progress. So keep learning. Your English level can improve. Your confidence can increase. And step by step, you can move from beginner level to the next stage. Part 2. Elementary level test. Now, let's move to the elementary level test. Elementary level means you are no longer a complete beginner. You already know many basic English words. You can create simple sentences. You can answer common questions. You can talk about your daily life, your family, your likes, your dislikes, and your routine. But you may still feel nervous when you need to speak for a longer time. You may still make grammar mistakes. You may understand slow English, but fast English can still feel difficult. You may know many words, but sometimes you forget those words while speaking, and that is completely normal. Elementary level is the stage where you are building a stronger English foundation. You are moving from very simple English toward better communication. At this level, your goal is not to speak perfect English. Your goal is to make longer sentences, answer common questions, and communicate with more confidence. Now let's test your elementary English skills. Test 1. Can you talk about your daily routine? At elementary level, you should be able to talk about your daily routine with more details. You should not only say 1 or 2 sentences. You should be able to explain what you do in the morning, during the day, in the evening, and at night. For example, I usually wake up early in the morning. After that, I get ready for the day. Then I have breakfast and start my work or study. In my free time, I practice English. In the evening, I relax and spend time with my family. At night, I sometimes read or listen to English before sleeping. This is a good elementary level answer. Why? Because it uses simple vocabulary. It uses time expressions. It explains daily activities clearly. Now try to answer this question. What is your daily routine? You can use these words usually. After that, then in the morning, during the day, in the evening, at night. Before sleeping, these words help you organize your ideas. For example, in the morning, I wake up and drink water. Then I get ready. During the day, I work or study. In the evening, I practice English. At night, I relax and sleep. If you can talk about your daily routine using 5 to 8 sentences, you may be at elementary level. Test 2. Can you use present, past, and future sentences? At elementary level, you should understand different times in English. You should be able to talk about today, yesterday, tomorrow. This means you should understand present, past, and future. Let's test the present tense. I study English every day. I work in an office. I like listening to music. I practice speaking. Now let's check the past tense. Yesterday I studied English. I watched a video. I learned new words. I talked to my friend. Now let's check the future tense. Tomorrow I will study English. I will practice speaking. I will read a short story. I will improve step by step. Now try to create 3 sentences. 1 sentence about today. 1 sentence about yesterday. 1 sentence about tomorrow. For example, today I am learning English. Yesterday I practiced speaking. Tomorrow I will learn new words. This skill is very important because in real conversations people often ask, what do you do every day? What did you do yesterday? What will you do tomorrow? If you can answer these questions simply, your English is improving. Do not worry if your grammar is not perfect yet. At elementary level, you are still learning, but you should start understanding the difference between present, past, and future. Test 3. Can you talk about likes and dislikes? At elementary level, you should be able to talk about things you like and things you do not like. This skill is very useful in everyday conversations. People may ask, what do you like doing? What food do you like? What kind of music do you like? Do you like learning English? What do you do in your free time? You can answer like this. I like reading books. I like listening to music. I enjoy watching movies. I like learning English because it helps me communicate with others. I do not like wasting time. I do not like waking up late. I do not like noisy places. Now, make your answer stronger by adding a reason. Do not only say, I like English. Say, I like English because it helps me communicate with more people. Do not only say, I like reading. Say, I like reading because it gives me new ideas. Do not only say, I do not like wasting time. Say, I do not like wasting time because time is very valuable. This is how you make your English more complete. At elementary level, you should start using the word because. Because helps you explain your reasons. For example, I practice English because I want to speak confidently. I watch English videos because they improve my listening. I read simple stories because they help me learn vocabulary. I speak slowly because I want people to understand me. This is an important communication skill. Test 4. Can you ask simple questions? English communication is not only about answering questions. You also need to know how to ask questions. At elementary level, you should be able to create simple questions and use them in conversations. For example, what is your name? Where are you from? Where do you live? What do you do? Do you like English? What is your favorite food? What time do you wake up? How do you practice English? Why are you learning English? These questions are very common in daily conversations. Now let's understand some important question words. What is used for things or information? Examples. What is your name? What do you do? Where is used for places? Examples. Where are you from? Where do you live? When is used for time? Examples. When do you study? When do you sleep? Why is used for reasons. Examples. Why are you learning English? Why do you like reading? How is used for methods or conditions. Examples. How do you practice English? How are you? If you can ask and answer these questions, your communication skills become stronger. Many learners only practice answering questions, but asking questions is equally important. Why? Because questions keep conversations active. When you ask questions, you can continue a conversation and connect better with other people. Test 5. Can you describe people, places, and things? At elementary level, you should be able to describe simple things around you. You should be able to talk about people, places, and objects. For example, you can describe a person. My friend is kind. He is helpful. She is hardworking. My teacher is patient. My brother is funny. You can describe a place. My city is beautiful. My room is small but comfortable. My school is big. My workplace is busy. You can describe things. My phone is useful. This book is interesting. This lesson is helpful. English is difficult, but it is important. Describing things helps you speak more because you learn how to explain your thoughts. You can use simple adjectives like good, bad, big, small, easy, difficult, beautiful, helpful, interesting, busy, quiet, friendly, important, useful. Now practice. Describe your city in 3 sentences. For example, my city is busy. There are many people. I like my city because it has many useful places. Now describe yourself in 3 sentences. For example, I am a simple person. I am learning English. I want to become more confident. This is excellent elementary speaking practice. Test 6. Can you speak for 1 minute? At elementary level, you should try to speak English for 1 minute about yourself. You can talk about your name, your daily life, your hobbies, your family, your English goal. For example, hello, my name is Daniel. I am learning English. My daily life is simple. I usually wake up in the morning and get ready for the day. I work or study during the day. In my free time, I like reading, listening to podcasts, and watching useful videos. I practice English because I want to speak with confidence. Sometimes I make mistakes, but I am improving step by step. This is a strong elementary level answer. If you can speak for 1 minute using simple sentences, you are making good progress. But if you cannot speak for 1 minute yet, do not worry. Practice slowly. Start with 30 seconds, then increase to 45 seconds, then try 1 full minute. Your speaking ability improves through repetition. The more you practice, the easier speaking becomes. Elementary level. Result. Now let's check your result. You may be at elementary level if you can introduce yourself clearly. You can talk about your daily routine. You can answer common questions. You can use simple present, past, and future sentences. You can talk about your likes and dislikes. You can ask basic questions. You can describe people, places, and things. You can speak for around 1 minute using simple English. You may still make mistakes, but people can understand your main message. If this sounds like you, your English level may be elementary. This means you are no longer only starting, you are building a stronger foundation. Now your goal is to speak more, listen more, and make your answers longer. How to improve from elementary level if you are at elementary level. Do not only memorize vocabulary, use new words in sentences. Do not only read English. Practice speaking English. Do not only study grammar rules. Use grammar in real examples. Practice these skills. Talk about your daily routine. Talk about yesterday. Talk about tomorrow. Talk about your hobbies. Talk about your family. Ask and answer simple questions. Use because to explain reasons. Use time words to organize your speaking. Learn common verbs. Repeat useful sentences loudly. For example, practice this every day. Today I practiced English. Yesterday I learned 5 new words. Tomorrow I will speak for 1 minute. I am learning English because I want to communicate better. This simple practice can help you move toward the next level. Remember, elementary level is not a weak level. It is a very important stage of your English journey. This is where your English starts, becoming useful in real-life situations. Keep practicing, keep speaking, keep building your confidence. Part 3. Intermediate level test. Now let's move to the intermediate level test. Intermediate level means you can understand and use English in many everyday situations. You can talk about your life. You can explain your ideas. You can give reasons. You can talk about past experiences. You can discuss your future plans. You can share your opinions. You can understand normal English when people are not speaking too fast or using very difficult words, but you may still have some challenges. You may pause while speaking. You may search for the right words. You may still make grammar mistakes. You may understand English better than you can speak it. And this is very common. Intermediate level is an important stage because many learners stop improving here. They know English, but they do not feel fluent. They understand conversations, but speaking still feels challenging. So in this section, we will test your intermediate English skills and understand what you can do next. Test 1. Can you speak longer with details? At intermediate level, you should be able to give longer answers. You should not only speak in short sentences. You should be able to explain your ideas with details. For example, someone asks, "Why are you learning English?" A beginner learner may say, "I want to speak English." An elementary learner may say, "I am learning English because I want to speak with confidence." An intermediate learner can say, "I am learning English because it is an important skill for communication, work, and personal growth. I want to speak more confidently in real conversations. Sometimes I feel nervous, but I practice every day by listening to English, repeating sentences, and speaking about my daily life." This answer is longer. It gives reasons. It explains feelings. It provides examples. This is intermediate speaking. Now test yourself. Can you answer these questions using 4 to 6 sentences? Why are you learning English? What do you do in your free time? What is your biggest goal? What is one habit you want to improve? What did you learn recently? If you can answer these questions with details, your English may be at intermediate level. Test 2. Can you give opinions and reasons? At intermediate level, you should be able to express your opinions. You should not only say yes or no. You should explain what you think and why. For example, question: do you think English is important? Simple answer: yes, English is important. Intermediate answer: yes, I think English is very important because it helps people communicate around the world. It is useful for education, work, travel, and online learning. When people know English, they can understand more information and connect with more opportunities. This is a stronger answer. Why? Because it gives an opinion. It gives reasons. It gives examples. Now practice these useful opinion phrases. I think. In my opinion. I believe. From my point of view. I agree because. I do not fully agree because. For example, I think daily practice is important because English improves with regular use. In my opinion. Speaking is difficult because many learners are afraid of making mistakes. I believe listening is very important because it helps us understand natural English. Now test yourself. Do you think English is important? Why? Why is speaking more difficult than reading? Why do you think mistakes are helpful for learning? What is better, studying alone or studying with others? Why? If you can give your opinion with reasons, your English may be intermediate. Test 3. Can you talk about past experiences? Intermediate learners should be able to talk about experiences. This means explaining something that happened before. For example, I started learning English 2 years ago. At first I was very nervous. I could understand some words, but speaking was difficult for me. Then I started listening to English every day. Slowly, my confidence improved. This is a past experience. It uses past verbs like started, was, could, listened, improved. You do not need perfect grammar, but you should be able to explain your story. Now practice with these questions. When did you start learning English? What was difficult for you in the beginning? What helped you improve? What mistake did you make before? What was your best learning experience? Here is a useful structure in the beginning, after that, then slowly. Now, for example, in the beginning, I was afraid to speak English. After that, I started practicing simple sentences. Then I listened to English videos every day. Slowly, I understood more words. Now I feel more confident than before. This is a strong intermediate answer. Test 4. Can you talk about future plans? At intermediate level, you should also be able to talk about your future plans. You should be able to explain what you want to achieve and why you want to achieve it. For example, in the future, I want to speak English fluently. I want to improve my communication skills because English can help me in my career. I plan to practice speaking every day. I also want to learn more vocabulary and improve my pronunciation. This is a clear intermediate answer. Why? Because it talks about goals. It gives reasons. It explains a plan. Now test yourself with these questions. What is your English goal? What do you want to improve in the next 6 months? How will you practice English? What skill do you want to learn? Where do you see yourself in the future? Use these useful phrases. In the future, I want to. My goal is to. I am planning to. I would like to. I hope to. For example, my goal is to speak English with confidence. I am planning to practice every day. For at least 15 minutes. I would like to improve my listening and speaking skills. I hope to communicate naturally in real conversations. This is intermediate English. Communication. Test 5. Can you understand main ideas in English? Intermediate level is not only about speaking. Listening is also a very important skill. At intermediate level, you should be able to understand the main idea of simple English videos, podcasts, or conversations. You may not understand every single word, and that is okay. The important thing is understanding the main message. For example, imagine you listen to a short talk about daily habits. You may understand that. The topic is daily habits. The speaker is talking about discipline. The speaker explains that small habits can create big results. The speaker gives examples like reading, exercise, and English practice. This means you understand the main idea. Many learners feel disappointed because they cannot understand every word. But remember, you do not need to understand every word to understand the message. First, focus on the main idea, then focus on important details. After that, learn new vocabulary. This is the correct way to improve listening. After listening, ask yourself, what was the topic? What was the main point? What examples did the speaker give? What did I learn? If you can answer these questions, your listening ability is improving. Test 6. Can you explain a problem and give a solution? At intermediate level, you should be able to explain simple problems and suggest solutions. For example, my problem is that I understand English but I cannot speak fluently. I think the reason is that I do not practice speaking enough. To solve this problem, I will speak for 5 minutes every day. I will also repeat useful sentences and record my voice. This is a strong intermediate answer. Why? Because it explains the problem. It gives a reason. It provides a solution. Now test yourself with these topics. I cannot speak English confidently. I forget words while speaking. I understand English, but I cannot reply quickly. I feel nervous during conversations. I do not know how to practice every day. Use this structure. My problem is. The reason is. To improve this, I will, for example, my problem is that I feel nervous when I speak English. The reason is that I am afraid of making mistakes. To improve this, I will practice speaking alone first and then try small conversations. This is clear and useful English. Intermediate level result now. Let's check your result. You may be at intermediate level if you can speak about yourself with details. You can give opinions and explain your reasons. You can talk about past experiences. You can explain your future plans. You can understand the main idea of English videos and conversations. You can explain simple problems and give solutions. You can speak for 2 or 3 minutes, but you may still pause sometimes. You may make grammar mistakes, but people can understand your message. You know many words, but you still need more fluency. If this sounds like you, your English level may be intermediate. This is a very good level, but it is also a stage where you need serious practice because many learners stay at intermediate level for a long time. Why? Because they stop challenging themselves. They only watch English videos. They only read English. They understand English, but they do not speak enough. So if you are intermediate, your next goal is active practice. How to improve from intermediate level? If you are intermediate, you must start using English more actively. Do not only consume English, produce English. This means speak more, write more, give opinions, explain ideas, tell stories, describe problems, give solutions, record your voice, practice real conversations every day. Choose one topic and speak for 2 minutes. 4. Example. Talk about your daily routine. Talk about your English learning journey. Talk about your goals. Talk about a problem in your life. Talk about a lesson you learned. Talk about why English is important. Also learn connecting words. Connectors help you speak longer and organize your ideas. Use words like because, but, so, however. For example, that is why, in my opinion, first, second, finally, for example, I am learning English because I want to speak with confidence. Sometimes I make mistakes, but I continue practicing. I listen to English every day, so my understanding is improving. For example, I watch simple English videos and repeat useful sentences. These words make your English more natural and organized. Another powerful technique for intermediate learners is shadowing practice. Shadowing means you listen to an English sentence and repeat it immediately after hearing it. This technique helps improve your pronunciation, your speaking speed, your rhythm, your confidence. For example, listen to this sentence. I am improving my English step by step. Now repeat. I am improving my English step by step. Practice this method every day. At first, it may feel difficult. Your pronunciation may not be perfect. You may speak slowly. But with regular practice, your speaking will become smoother and more natural. Remember, intermediate level is a powerful stage. You are no longer only learning basic English words and sentences. Now, you are learning how to express your thoughts. You are learning how to explain yourself. You are learning how to communicate in real life situations. Your goal is not only to know English. Your goal is to use English. Keep practicing. Keep speaking. Keep challenging yourself. Every conversation makes you stronger. Every mistake teaches you something new. Every practice session brings you closer to fluency. Moving forward, if you are at intermediate level, do not stop here. Many learners reach this stage and think, my English is good enough, but language skills grow when you continue improving. Keep learning new vocabulary. Keep listening to natural English. Keep speaking about different topics. Keep explaining your ideas. Keep building your confidence. How to improve your English level? Knowing your English level is only the first step. After understanding your level, you need the right practice to continue improving. Every learner has different needs. If you are a beginner, you need to build a strong foundation. If you are elementary, you need to create longer sentences and improve your communication. If you are intermediate, you need to speak more actively and express your ideas clearly. If you are upper intermediate, you need to speak with more details and understand deeper topics. If you are advanced, you need to become more natural, professional, and fluent. Now let's discuss the most important ways to improve your English. 1. Improve your listening skills. Listening is one of the most important parts of learning English. You should listen to English every day. You can listen to simple English lessons, podcasts, short stories, daily conversations, motivational videos, English learning videos. Do not worry if you do not understand every word. Many learners make this mistake. They stop listening because they cannot understand everything. But remember, your first goal is not every single word. Your first goal is understanding the main idea. First, listen and understand the topic. Then listen again and focus on important details. After that, repeat useful sentences. Use this simple method. Listen, repeat, practice. This method can improve both your listening and speaking skills. The more English you hear, the more familiar English becomes. 2. Improve your speaking skills. Speaking improves only by speaking. You cannot become a confident speaker by only reading grammar books or watching videos. You need to use English actively. Start with small steps. Talk about your goals. Talk about your hobbies. Talk about your English journey. Record your voice. Listen to yourself. Find small mistakes. Try again. Practice every day. Even 5 minutes of speaking practice can make a difference. Do not wait until your English becomes perfect. Nobody starts perfectly. Confidence comes after practice. If you speak a little every day, your confidence will slowly grow. 3. Improve your vocabulary. Vocabulary is an important part of communication. But do not learn words alone. Learn words in sentences. For example, do not only learn the word confidence. Learn how to use it. I want to build confidence. Speaking every day improves my confidence. My confidence is growing. When you learn words in real sentences, they become easier to remember and easier to use. A word becomes yours when you can use it naturally. So instead of memorizing hundreds of words, focus on learning useful words and practicing them. 4. Improve your grammar. Grammar is important, but learn it step by step. Do not try to memorize every grammar rule at once. Start with useful sentence patterns. For example, I am, I have, I like, I want, I need, I can, I will, I was, I did, I have learned. Use these patterns in real sentences. For example, I am learning English. I have a goal. I like speaking practice. I want to improve. I need more vocabulary. I can speak English. I will practice tomorrow. I was nervous before. I did my best. I have learned many new words. This is how grammar becomes practical. Grammar is not only about rules. Grammar is about using English correctly in real communication. 5. Improve reading and writing. Reading and writing are also important skills. Read simple English every day. You can read short stories, simple articles, motivational paragraphs, English lessons. When you find a useful sentence, read it aloud. Try to understand how the sentence is created. Also, write a few lines every day. For example, today I practiced English. I learned 3 new words. I listened to a short lesson. Tomorrow I will practice again. This simple habit helps you think in English. Writing also helps you organize your thoughts. The more you write, the easier speaking becomes. 6. Practice according to your level. Do not study English randomly. Practice what your current level needs. If you are a beginner, practice basic words and simple sentences. If you are elementary, practice daily conversations and longer answers. If you are intermediate, practice opinions, stories, and explanations. If you are upper intermediate, practice deeper topics like confidence, discipline, success, and personal growth. If you are advanced, practice professional English, presentations, and complex ideas. The right practice at the right level creates faster improvement. Final English level summary. Now you understand how to check your English level. Beginner means you can use simple words and short sentences. You can introduce yourself and talk about basic topics. Elementary means you can talk about daily life and common situations. You can answer questions and create simple conversations. Intermediate means you can explain ideas, opinions, past experiences, and future plans. You can communicate in many everyday situations. Upper intermediate means you can speak with more details and discuss deeper topics. Advanced means you can explain complex ideas and communicate naturally in different situations. But always remember this: your English level is not your limit. Your level is only your starting point. Do not compare your journey with other people. Focus on your own improvement. Be honest about your current level. Practice every day. Learn from your mistakes. Step by step, your English will become stronger, clearer, and more confident. Every new word is progress. Every new sentence is progress. Every conversation is progress. Every day you practice is a step forward. So keep learning, keep practicing, keep believing in yourself. Your English can improve. And with consistent effort, you can move from beginner to advanced level. Thank you for watching this English Gateway lesson. Keep practicing, keep improving, and see you in the next lesson.